Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobbie and this is Bobbie Reads Tarot, and today I have weekly predictions for you. This is weekly tarot predictions for October 15th through the 21st. So let's see what we have going on, you guys. Let's see what interesting things we can expect. It's already been kind of a crazy month with everything going on in the world. So let's see what we can look forward to for this next week. Okay, let's do, how many cards should we do, huh? I don't know. Let's just flip it until it doesn't feel right. Okay, let's see here. We're going to take FBI. We are going to take President. We have terrorist group. There have been a lot of celebrity. There have been multiple stories coming out of ISIS attacks. So there was someone who was planning an ISIS member planning an attack here in the U.S. on Election Day. That person was caught and arrested. And then there was also another ISIS attack that was supposed to happen, I think, in Tehran, that was recently found out and prevented. Okay, we have Ukraine. And there have been a lot of reports that there is supposed to be an ISIS attack in the U.S. So we'll see. Education system. Okay, so we're going to start here and just kind of see what we can get, okay? Okay. Let's see what we have here. If you guys have not watched my previous prediction videos, they're really interesting. Go back and watch them. We have some of these same things coming up, same themes that we had last week, and there's some interesting, I'm already seeing some connections. So you may want to go back and see that because I think we're going to see a progression of things happening here. Okay. All right. Let's see. I jumped a card. Let me grab that. It's going to be a busy week, you guys. Look at all of this fun stuff we have to look forward to. Okay. So I do think we are going to see more of these stories about what's been going on with Diddy. I know that there's been stories. Oh gosh, you guys. So last week I had some things coming out with this that I was wondering if it was going to link DJT to Diddy. We haven't seen anything yet, but here's the interesting thing is that we have seen a lot of new charges being filed and different things coming up. So there may be reports that are made or things that are being linked that we just have not seen yet. Okay. So there are things that could have been happening right now behind the scenes. But we're just not privy to it yet, okay? So some interesting things that I'm seeing right away here is fraud and cybercrime landing on top of educator or educational institution. I'm wondering if we are going to see that there was some kind of a hack or some type of where criminals are able to gain access to people's information through financial institutions. So whether that be through like the college loan system, or I mean the student loan system, or some type of a database or something. But I'm wondering if we're going to hear of there being some type of a leak or an infiltration into the system where people's information is vulnerable, and it's through the educational systems. So I feel like this goes here with this. Okay. I do think we are going to continue to hear stories when it comes to the celebrities involved in the different types of, you know, trafficking. I think we're going to see more celebrities being brought in, more connections being made. So I think we're going to start to see connections between groups like Diddy's group to like Epstein's group to different types of people on both sides of the political spectrum. So I think we're going to see linked to both Democrats and Republicans. I think this is going to go into politics. I think we're going to see a lot of entertainers and a lot of different people being called out. Okay. I think we're really starting to see the truth of what's happening. I feel like for a very long time, there's been a lot of really dark things that are happening at levels that are much higher than what we see. Okay, so this is like above government. And I feel as if everything is starting to come out. We're starting to see these stories coming out. And it started with like the Me Too movement and all of the abuse and things with trafficking, and then it's just growing and it's growing. And I think we're going to start finding or hearing all of these stories of different people that there's been some really bad things going on, and I think it's going to all start coming out. The truth is going to start coming out, and these people are going to be exposed for what they are. I feel like there's something this week. There's going to be more information coming out this week. Someone's career could be obliterated, or there could be something that comes out this week that's just absolutely like career ending, or some type of a truth that is inescapable. Okay, so something where people are like, there's no denying that. There's no defending that. Okay, so I think a lot of that is going with this. Okay. So, and I do feel like this education and cyber fraud, okay, I feel like that we've taken care of. So now let's take a peek at some other things that we have going on. So we have news outlet, North Korea terrorist group in Ukraine, and FBI. We had last week, and this could be something that we're seeing again. There's some kind of a chemical, something being let out into the air, some type of gas, some type of an explosion, some type of chemical warfare. North Korea might be working on something that we find out about. Okay. I'm also feeling as if this terrorist group, terrorist and terrorism, what's going on here? We have water. We have delays. So one thing I do want to say, and I've been seeing this in a lot of different, astrologers, tarot readers, mediums. They've been talking a lot about things coming up, some tough times coming up, and it being really important for people to be prepared. And I do feel like, you know, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Make sure you have plenty of water on hand, as well as some extra emergency supplies, because even with what's going on with just things in the environment, like with what we're seeing with all of these hurricanes, there's forest fires, there's earthquakes, there's things happen all the time. So it's always really important to have supplies if you need them. But I do think it's important to make sure that people have water on hand. There could be something going on with the water. Okay. I feel like we've seen this multiple times with water, but I think that there could be a delay into getting fresh water. It could be something with a group that does something to the water, but there's something with water. Please just make sure that you are prepared. Okay. Now, here's something interesting and something controversial, and maybe it's tinfoil hat time, but I'm wondering if the government knows that this is going to happen, but there's some type of a financial benefit to allowing whatever is going to happen. Okay. I know that sounds, you know, some people don't agree with that, but it is what it is. I can't help the downloads I get. So I do feel like the government knows that this is happening. You know, with 9/11, there were advanced warnings they knew, but it wasn't communicated. It wasn't acted upon, you know, whatever happened. They didn't do what they needed to do. So we ended up having a catastrophic event on September 11th. And I feel like whatever is happening, the government is aware of it. So this could be one of two things, okay, you guys? So either the event is going to happen during this time, so make sure that you have your water, or the planning and the transaction is happening during this time, okay? All right, that's the thing with tarot and with pulling cards, is that it's really hard to get exact timelines on things, because you never know when, you know, when things are going to happen. And also there's free choice. So now one of the things that I think is really important to talk about too, we have this outside and this high vibes. So it's interesting because again, going back to some of the different, if you follow astrology or things like that, there have been a lot of astrologers that have been talking about the split happening, the split between the light and the dark, the positive and the negative. And I do think we're going to continue to see more of that. And I think that the people that are in this positive energy, that are focused on the light and the positive and the good, I think that they're going to continue to shift in this very positive way. And that there's going to be some type of protections afforded to those people. All right. So I know that that might sound like a little hippy dippy, but I think it's really important. You know, I tell you guys, when you come and you hang out with me and you consume this type of content, it's always really important. If the readings get a little bit, you know, scary or apocalyptic, it's important to counter the amount of time that you spend in this reading in consuming positive information. Okay. So I think that, again, this is that reminder. But for those of you that are focused on the good versus the negative and choosing, you know, the positive path over that negative path, you guys are going to be fine. Okay. So now, what else do we have? We have, you know what I want to do for these? I want to pull some tarot to get some energy, to make sure that I'm picking up the energy on these next cards. So let's take a look here and get some general energy for this next week. This is a new deck that I got from my kiddos for my birthday. If you're ever curious to know what decks I'm using, I have a link to my website in the description box down below. And on my website, I link all of the decks that I use. Okay, so Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is a battle. It's an opponent. It's being aggressive. It's a warrior. Okay. We have the Emperor reversed. Emperor reversed is potentially a coup d'etat. I'm wondering if this has to do with the election that's coming up. I want to keep going here. Let's see what we have going. Six of Swords reversed. So this is a need to escape or a possible delay. So this is coming out of like a need for change. But we have the Devil reversed. This is defeat, release, severance. Something is going to happen with the election, you guys. Ace of Swords. This is a conquest. It's wanting to win. And then we have this Page of Swords. Page of Swords is about contracts. Okay. So these are contracts that are happening. Let's see here. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Anything can change at a, like anything can change. 10 of Wands reversed. 10 of Wands reversed. This is accountability. This is reassessment. We have the 8 of Cups. So many choices to make. This could be walking away. This could be abandoning. And then we have the 2 of Cups. Okay, so 2 of Cups is a new partnership. Okay, so I'm looking at this and what I'm feeling is I'm feeling like this is having to do with our upcoming election. Okay, and so there's going to be some breakings of either the way that things are done, breaking from tradition, breaking from people splitting up within the groups. This can also be a breaking of how things have traditionally been done. So I think that this is going to start talking about some issues coming up with the election. So I think there's going to be some conversations this week of things coming up with the election. And I think some of the issues are going to be with the extreme weather that we've had in the South. So the weather that we've had in Florida, North Carolina, all of the hurricanes. I think there's going to be issues of, were there ballots that had been sent out that people didn't get because they were lost in the mail? Were there ballots that had been early voting ballots that had been completed and sent in? Were they lost? How is that going to impact the election? I think we're going to start to see some contention. We're going to start to see some stories in the news and the media about, okay, what's going on? And I think this is where we're going to start to see the breaking up of the different groups. I think we're going to start to see some severing within people in the United States. I think we're going to start to see that severe splitting between like the right and the left. I think we're going to start to see some very heated emotions and very strong opinions based on how the election should be handled and how different things that have already happened are going to impact the election. And then we're also going to have other things that could potentially be coming up, right? There's all kinds of interesting laws and things that are happening in Georgia right now as far as changing how voters can access their ability to vote. But I think that this is going to, I don't necessarily know that the answer to this is determined yet. I think that this is saying like this is what's coming, but I think that we have choices and we have options and we don't really know yet what the answer to this is going to be, because people have free will. And this is one of those things where we have to see what happens in the energy of the US, the energy with the people. How do people deal with this? And that is when we're going to get the answer as to how this is going to resolve itself. But right now, I don't think we're being given that information. I think we're being given, hey, this is what's coming and this is what you need to do to prepare yourself. Okay. And I do think that a lot of this is coming down from bigger groups. And I'm wondering if perhaps this is something that's, you know, maybe even higher than just this local election. I mean, this could be something that's being set up from from something or someone. I'm wondering if we're going to have interference from North Korea this week in our upcoming election. I'm wondering if there's going to be an impact. I do feel like all of this is tying together, though. I think with North Korea, I do think that there's something going on, though, with science experiments, chemical warfare. This is something ongoing because we had something really similar to this. But I do feel like there's going to be something with this election that we're really going to see. And I'm wondering how much of this is being generated to create opportunities for the government or the theys or the whoever, the whatever, to get people to fall in line. Okay. So now I want to look at Ukraine and I want to look at outer space. Let's see what's going on with Ukraine. Ukraine in space. I wonder if Ukraine is going to use weapons. Ballistic. Oh no, I don't think they would need to use ballistic weapons that would launch through space. Let's see what's going to happen with Ukraine this week. What is going on with Ukraine? We have the Page of Wands reversed. Page of Wands reversed is hesitation or miscommunication. We have the Magician reversed, smoke and mirrors. This is untapped potential. Coming from this Five of Wands reversed, which was an opportunity, but this is also miscommunication. So there's a lot of miscommunication going on right now. There's going to be a lack of money, a lack of funds coming through for Ukraine. Again, this is a disengagement, and this can be a lack of communication. This is a breaking up of family. I think we're going to start to see some communication breakdowns. I'm wondering if communication systems are going to be taken out to where they're unable to communicate. Then we have the Six of Wands, which is hoping for success, aiming for success, and going into this Knight of Cups energy, which is a proposal. I do feel like Ukraine is going to have a hard week this week. We're going to see something. We're going to see something happen. I think that their communications could be knocked out, where if the communications are knocked out, it's going to cause them to suffer some pretty catastrophic losses. Okay, so I do think we're going to see Ukraine take some type of a pretty substantial hit from Russia. I'm wondering if they're going to take out a satellite. I'm thinking that Russia is going to take out some kind of a satellite, which is going to knock out their comms. And it's going to create a lot of issues for the Ukrainian military. Yeah. That's interesting. I wonder if we're going to see that. I wonder if we're going to see either. Yeah. I was going to say Ukraine could do that to Russia, but no. I think we're going to see Russia take out some type of a satellite or something that's going to affect Ukrainian communications, or take out an American satellite that the Ukrainians are using, maybe take out Starlink. If Starlink's in there, I don't know if they are, but there's going to be something that happens this week that's going to hinder Ukrainian communications within the war. Okay, you guys, that is all I have for you for this week. If you guys like this type of prediction video, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you have not yet subscribed, I would hope that you would please consider subscribing, hanging out with me, flipping some cards. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.